Hello，大家好，今天我想跟大家分享一个自学语言的导向书。It's this book right here, Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner. Fun fact, I actually bought this book years ago before I had this channel, before I made any content, and I was so inspired by this book that I kind of vowed to myself that I would write a book on learning English on your own, and I did. And luckily, my book is written in Chinese, so it's perfect if you're an English beginner and you need a systematic approach to learning any language, basically, but particularly in my case, English. It will give you the tools, it will give you the right strategies, it will give you a systematic plan. I do want to mention a couple points that I read. The first one, using a monolingual dictionary. If you've been following me for a while, you know how much of a big advocate that I am for monolingual dictionaries, particularly the digital version of the Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, which I will show in another video. A good monolingual dictionary is an extraordinary source of input. Inside, you'll find every word you could possibly desire, paired with a complete explanation of that word in your target language. And if you don't understand some words in that explanation, you can just look them up and find new explanations of those words. Every time you read a new definition, you automatically learn a few new words and a bunch of grammar. It's like having a French guy in your pocket who is willing to discuss any word in his language at any hour of the day. If you get a really good dictionary, then you'll find pre-made example sentences for your words. If you're lucky enough to find a dictionary like this, you're holding a one-stop shop for all your vocabulary needs. Take those examples and definitions, grab a few accompanying images from Google Images, and move on to your next word. At intermediate and advanced levels, you'll start relying more and more upon monolingual dictionaries, in part because they're awesome and in part because they'll show you the subtle distinctions between your words. A couple chapters back, we were avoiding synonyms. Now we can embrace them, because we can use dictionaries to tell us the difference between our policemen, which is formal, and our cops, which is informal. Even with access to definitions, don't stop using example sentences. They make your words easier to remember, and they show you how to use your words fluently. A dictionary adds an additional layer of depth and helps you figure out the differences between words like eat and devour. Using a dictionary may take a little bit longer than you're accustomed to. Before, you could grab a picture of a cat and make a flashcard in a few seconds. Now you'll search for pictures, good example sentences, and definitions. But for every word you learn in this way, you get a bunch of new words added to your passive vocabulary and a great deal of comprehensible input. This reinforces every part of your language and dramatically accelerates your learning. And if you use an online dictionary, you won't need much more time at all. You can search for a new word, copy the information, and add it to your flashcards in less than a minute. So he pretty much said all I wanted to say. I like that he added the point about synonyms. This is actually pretty important in the process of output. So in the process of your speaking and writing. When you speak, you're not thinking of necessarily specific words. You're thinking of a rough idea. Each idea, there's multiple options, and the nuances between different options are so subtle that you can't get away with just your intuition. And even if you're talking to a highly educated, highly qualified native speaker teacher, the information they give you is not going to be as extensive and complete as your standard dictionary or your standard thesaurus, which is just a dictionary for synonyms. So yeah, I just want to bring up this point and also this book. Highly recommend. And if you're struggling with reading your first English book ever, I got you covered. Feel free to check out my book, which is similar. I have some points that are different, but it's in Chinese, so everyone can read it. And yeah, that is it for this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.